OBJ jumped into a Twitter conversation yesterday, why wouldn't he, to weigh in about his status with a couple of tweets. He said, LA knows where I wanted to be, but they didn't offer me anything. So I don't know what people want me to do. I definitely know my worth, and what the offer was isn't reflective of that. So it's tough to say that I can come on back, even though I thought I finally found that home. He then tweeted, but yes, LA treated me normal and special all in the same breath. We see how that played out for both sides. I went out to win a trophy there, knowing the risk of playing without an ACL, and then I got the lowest of low offers after that going into the next season. Impossible. So those are all the things he said. Sean McVay, of course, the head coach, had to answer questions. Here's what he said.
I love Odell. We have constant dialogue. I think he also knows that certainly I don't think that's the last one that would come from us. I'm not familiar exactly what it is. He knows how we feel about him. We got a little bit of time, but love Odell. Nothing but good things coming from me.
All right, back to the insider extraordinaire, Graziano, 3 letters, OBJ. What can you tell us?
Well, I think there's been an expectation around the league that he and the Rams would end up having a reunion. The issue is he's not healthy, right? He has significant knee injury in the Super Bowl, which was in February. It is now October. That's not enough time to have recovered, or else he probably would be on a roster somewhere. So what we don't know is when he's going to be healthy and how healthy he's going to be. I think there's a sense that maybe around the middle of November is when he's expected to be able to help somebody, and that may be what Sean McVay is referring to when he says we have a little bit of time. But as of now, there doesn't seem to be a rush to sign him because, again, no one knows exactly when and how much he's going to be able to help because of the health issue.
But let's live in a world in which he can. Let's live in a world in which, like last year, he goes someplace and is able to make a big difference. I asked each member of the team here to pick the best fit for OBJ the rest of this season. And let's put them up on the screen, what the different teams are. Okay, so, D. Wood.
That's a lot of variety.
The Dallas Cowboys. Talk to me, big fella.
Well, I think, listen, I think he'd go into a situation, he's not going to be the number one guy, okay? You go into the Cowboys, CeeDee Lamb is clearly the number one guy. And when you look at the Cowboys, they're going to have momentum going forward. You're going to get Dak back. Michael Gallup is only going to get better coming off of his injury. If you're able to add an OBJ at the latter part of the season, that's more firepower in that passing game. Why not?
I like the song you're singing. Ninko, that's a fascinating pick. Anyone who remembers history, obviously, OBJ, legendary time in New York, had the great catch there that made him so famous, had some very, very good years, and the Giants desperately need a receiver.
Yeah, they do. They definitely need a receiver. And listen, I personally think that it'd probably be in his best interest to not play this season, considering an ACL injury, and I've had one, I know how it feels, and he's had 2 on the same knee. So I can't think of another receiver that's had 2+ ACL injuries and ever come back. So if I was him or if I was in his camp, I would say, listen, these offers aren't what you really want to play for, so why don't we get back to 100%, have a full year underneath your belt of recovery, and then we'll see where we can be. If he wanted to come back this season, I think the knowledge of New York and where he's been there, he understands what it feels like, he knows the area and he knows everything about it, and this system is really what they need. They need a receiver that can come out here and not be the true number one, because that's what I don't think he could be right now after an ACL. So really, New York would be a good spot for him, but I don't think he should play the rest of the
quarterback?
Quarterback looks good. What's wrong with the quarterback?
The quarterbacks, if you like running quarterbacks, he's good at that. That video, by the way, of that catch he made, still, it's mesmerizing. Even all these
the
years
gloves
later.
are amazing.
Graziano, Kansas City makes a lot of sense.
I like him in Kansas City. They don't have really an explosive playmaking element in their wide receiver core. So again, we're assuming full health and that he can play the way he did for the Rams last year. When he went to the Rams last year, he was not going there to be the number one guy. In fact, he was going to be the 3, remember, behind Cooper Kupp and Robert Woods before Woods got hurt. So I don't know that he's looking for a place where he's the clear-cut number one. I think he's looking for a place where he can win a Super Bowl and where he trusts the quarterback. And I think obviously Kansas City offers you that. And he could be he could offer them something that their current group of receivers does not.
And then Bartholomew, Baltimore.
Well, a team that knows a little bit about winning Super Bowls is the Baltimore Ravens. You talk about him being, at this particular point of his career, slot receiver. You got Bateman on the outside. You put him in the slot, Duvernay on the outside. And you got the RPO game where
the NFL season, week 6. Let's look ahead. D. Wood, who's going to have more receiving yards as they go head-to-head? Justin Jefferson or Tyreek Hill?
Justin Jefferson. I mean, you're talking about the Miami Dolphins. They're going to be going with their third-string quarterback against Skylar Thompson, in this game. And we know with the Miami Dolphins, their secondary is still banged up. Boy, it could be, what you said, Bar, it could be like barbecue chicken out there for Justin Jefferson in this game. So that's who I'm rolling with.
He may have the biggest numbers of the whole league. Bart, who will have more rushing yards in this matchup at Lambeau Field, Breece Hall or Aaron Jones?
I gotta go with Aaron Jones. I think they're gonna run the ball on the Jets effectively. I think Breece Hall's value isn't just running the ball, as we saw last week, is the fact that he can catch the ball. He's a great receiver, much like his uncle Roger Craig. So listen, I know people think I'm giving the Packers some love. It's only because I'm gonna give Breece Hall even more love.
Okay, fair enough. So you say Aaron Jones, and if by that you mean Breece Hall, I agree with you. Ninko, who's gonna have more total touchdowns, Josh Allen or Patrick Mahomes?
Oh, this is a tough one, Greeny, but I'm going to go with Josh Allen. The guy's got 14 on the season. He had 4 last week. Both of these quarterbacks are going to put up points. We know that, but I really think Josh Allen is on a mission. We saw that week 1. We've seen him running over people, throwing DBs. So I'm going with Josh Allen. He's really motivated to really let the whole league know that he's the guy coming for that MVP race.
Well, how much do you look forward to this game? I mean, we're calling it the trilogy here as these teams have played these epic games in recent years. And how about this? Kansas City's an underdog. It's the first time that they will be a home underdog since Patrick Mahomes became their starter. That's 42 games. Mahomes' 7-0-1 career against the spread as an underdog overall. Again, obviously, all those have come on the road. Now, Graziano, you drew the best assignment of the weekend. You've got that game for us at ESPN. So as you start talking to people on both sides, what are the most important things the fans need to know?
Well, I think the Buffalo's on a mission that Nico just said. I think that's a really big factor in their mindset, right? Like they know they can play with this team. They know that if the coin flip in overtime had gone the other way, they probably advanced to the next round of the playoffs last year. This is the team that has eliminated them in the postseason in this building 2 years in a row, even though Buffalo won in that building in the regular season last year. So it's an opportunity for them to not just make a statement, but to prove to themselves that they can go and beat this team, and logistically, to maybe ensure that the AFC Championship game is in Buffalo instead of Kansas City this year, if they get that far. So it's a big game. I don't think anyone's soft pedaling this one.
And you remind me, that's right. They've actually played 3 times already. So this isn't the trilogy. What is it? The what's more than that? A quadrilogy?
I don't know. We should have worked that
Whatever
out
comes after.
I don't know.
Siri.
My Purdue education.
Someone tell me.
Doesn't give me the vocabulary.
I think it's a quadrilogy. Whatever it is. Who needs this game more, Buffalo or Kansas City?
Buffalo needs this game more. And you think about controlling your own destiny. Buffalo wants to host somebody at their place in the playoffs. And every single one of these games in the AFC is going to matter at the end of the season. You want to be able to control your own fate. We saw what happened last year. They're extra motivated this year. We have seen that. So again, I think the Buffalo Bills to go into Kansas City and beat this team is going to help them later in the season, and when they hit the playoffs and they're trying to put something together here for a